This is Maria Reyes McDavis for mariareyesmcdavis.com, and this is the brief virtual tour of the Fink blog project. Lisa Warner and Sarah Newton are the co-founders of the Fink blog and the finkcards.com, which are a series of products that help nurture and encourage and engage families together, parents and kids and siblings. Amazing products. When Sarah introduced me to Lisa and asked me to help them with their blog, I was so honored to do so, because family is a huge thing and a huge passion for me, and having 3 kids, 13, 12 and 9, this was an awesome project for me to work on. The objectives of the Fink blog were numerous. Number one, we needed to achieve some SEO and SERPs rankings in Google, Yahoo, and MSN, not only within the US, but also within the UK and other countries. So we were going for a global SEO strategy, which a blog, if you know anything about blogging, particularly when it's an SEO optimized WordPress blog, you're going to get amazing results when you consistently and effectively blog. As far as SEO goes, we also needed to have a place that was a one-stop semi-community, because we knew that their audience, for the most part, was relatively non-tech savvy. So there were things that we didn't want to get too high-tech in the blog. We also needed the branding to be consistent, but we needed it to be different enough that people could differentiate between the website, which has the card and all the information about the products, and the blog. We wanted the blog to provide value, build authority, build trust, and of course increase dialogue between them and their audience in educating them not only on family communication, which is what the Fink products are all about, encouraging family communication, but we also knew that parents were not just interested in our research and in our social media monitoring. We learned that parents, particularly the segments that they were looking at, teens and other age groups, as well as schools and other organizations, were not just concerned with one aspect of parenting or family, that they really looked at family and improving their family and enriching their family from a holistic perspective. So we needed to make sure that the blog had value and content that covered a wide range of topics that were important to parents and were important to the kids as well. We weren't just marketing to the parents, but we also want the parents to see things from their children's perspective, which is one of the things that the Fink cards is so amazing and awesome at doing. So what you'll find on the blog is a lot of content that has to do with parenting as a whole, not just marketing the cards and communication and giving the benefits of communication. We knew that there had to be a bigger picture, that parents were not going to buy into their authority, to their expertise, unless they knew that these women understood families, parenting from a whole picture. We also wanted to make sure that it was as simple as possible to connect with the Fink Cards Company and see Lisa and Sarah across the board. Wherever you were, we wanted you to be able to find and connect with them. So we've got the standard email, the RSS, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr. We wanted to have some live interactivity here for those parents and family members who were more tech savvy. But we also knew that we needed to keep it simple, not to have a whole bunch of buttons, but to really focus where we're connecting with these parents. We also know that blogs are not meant to be sellers. They're not meant to be another way for you to push your marketing and your selling onto your audience. We want to make available, so we have a featured product here, but we leave it there, and we leave it at that, understanding that once you've built the trust, and Lisa and Sarah understand this, that once you've built the trust, the reputation, the expertise, the authority, the branding, and you've really got these parents to buy into and want to encourage and nurture their family interaction, that they'll go looking for the products themselves. We've had pretty good success from that. We also wanted to give credibility to not only the products, but to them as experts. So we put in some raves, testimonials, whatever you want to call them, and an as seen in, which updates monthly, because it is a global campaign This list is actually quite short as to how many places they've been seen. And that's all good for credibility, but we didn't want to be overwhelming. Content first. We also wanted to make sure that people could easily find things instead of using categories or pages or other ways to categorize. We're using tags. Most people, whether they're tech savvy or not, understand tags and keywords and would understand that if there's a link here to family communication, we've got 40 topics here, that you're going to find a whole list of all the posts for family communication. Tags are also a really great way to organize your content for SEO. And because of the global nature and all of the outreach that they're doing globally, we also wanted to make sure that the blog was easily translatable into various foreign languages. Other things that are important for this blog were video. Video is a great way to connect with parents when they can visually see the effects of something or they can visually see a tip. In our research, we found that parents needed a mix between content that was text, content that was pictures, to stuff that they could actually watch and listen to. So there's a whole bunch of media being published on this blog. The goals that were set and are currently being met were the SEO, great rankings, and continue to get better as they blog consistently. They're getting a huge response to the value of the content. In the future, there's community development that will be done. There are other things that we'll be adding to the blog to add to its interactivity, such as the discus commenting, more consistent videos, radio. Sarah has a Gen Y Guide radio show, in which she talks about on some shows about family communication and all of that. So the point was, and Sarah and Lisa understood this, that you can't push your message. You're no longer a broadcaster in this digital age and the social web, that you have to make your content available in various forms and with good content. A lot of people have this hype about viral marketing. Sarah and Lisa understood that, all of that just wasn't going to work for their audience. And the point of this project really was to understand your audience. We had to make sure that the blog spoke to the audience that they were trying to reach. And instead of just throwing out a fish net and hoping that they would catch some parents, we really focused on a lot of research and a lot of time to really understand all the different segments of parents and families and children in their audience, so that we could create a blog that reached out to all of those segments and encouraged all of those segments to reach out to each other. Loved working on this project. Lisa and Sarah were absolutely awesome. I'm so proud of this blog and what we're doing to help Sarah and Lisa get these cards out and get these products out to the world, because they're awesome. I actually have, I was gifted by them a couple of their products in the teenage edition of the conversation cards and all of that. I use them with my 3 kids, 12, 13 and 9. There's so many. 12, 13, and 9, and they're absolutely awesome. So that is the Fink blog project. Important things to remember about your blog: branding, consistency, value in your content, and really understanding what it is that will appeal to your audience to build that relationship and keep that relationship strong with them. That's it. This is Maria Reyes McDavis signing off, and this was the Fink blog project.